This week on the show, the whole Campbell clan is heading down to the Sunshine State. That's right, we're going down to Florida. Florida's one of only a handful of states where you still feel like you're in America when you're there. Thanks, Uncle Ron. We're going to be starting a new gun company. We're going to be designing the coolest bow fishing boat ever, as well as hunting down some hogs and definitely shooting a few fish. So it's basically like being in live action game of Grand Theft Auto. Like all the kids on TikTok say, this is gonna be lit. Whatever that means.
Well, I'm mean as gravel, I'm poor as dirt. And I like things better the way they were. Well, I'm strong in the head, but I get things done. I spend too much money to have a little fun. Come on. I ain't changing, I'm a stubborn man. So can you love me like I am? Can you love me, baby, like I am? Yeah.
Made it. Somebody's excited. Oh, yeah. How are things in vehicle 2 back there? Good. You excited? Huh? Yeah. Took us a couple days to get here, but we're here now.
This is where we're staying. How cool is this?
It's neat, isn't it?
Nice. Yes.
Those are some
We
funny,
made it.
Those are some funny looking oak trees, aren't they?
Yeah. But their acorns are really weird.
You reckon you can hang a stand
I
on
want
that
to go
thing?
look around.
So day one, we get all settled into the beach house that my wife, Mrs. Campbell, had picked out for us, and she did a pretty good job. This place was pimp.
Oh my gosh, come on in. Look. Hey, good.
Got a good flight?
Yeah, good, man. Good. Had a good, safe trip.
Good, yeah. Good. So, yeah, we made it to Florida, turns out. This is slick.
Airbnb for the win, I'm telling you.
I mean, we're not exactly going to be roughing it this week down in Florida.
Mama, can I jump? Hi, Mommy!
I want a shot or two. She got me going, yeah, she turns me on.
Jump, ready, jump! Jump, yeah.
It's a little colder than it feels on the toes, boys.
I am not getting in that right now. Especially since Cade is going.
We got a lot of goals for this week. 1, start a brand new gun company. 2, make a kick-ass bow fishing boat. 3, we're going to take the truck down to A&B Graphics and get it wrapped. 4, we're going to Full Spool Performance to get a new pair of shoes on her. And we're going to try to find some time to kill hogs, maybe some gators, but definitely some fish. Alright. It's like herding cats, man, I swear. I can't lie, I'm the main problem. Get down to Diamondback this morning, and we got many things to do before the hunting can commence. We've got a lot of big plans, but the thing that I just can't stop thinking about is the fact that every minute that we're doing that stuff, we're not killing hogs. Well, the first leg of our trip was going to take us to Diamondback Airboats so we could get this boat design down and get it started while we went out and designed guns and killed critters. Sick.
The outside of the boat,
man.
and I guess probably even wrap the cow and maybe the motor in that the new Realtree timber.
Yeah, I think that's plenty. This is your back. Plenty. You're gonna be up here shooting like this anyway. Now, originally Bobby and I had planned to build this bow fishing boat from scratch. We designed a boat that we were really excited about, but kind of ran out of time. We didn't have time really at Diamondback to shut down a whole lane of boat builds in order to build the hull of this boat. So what we did is I went out and got a 21-foot tracker, and we were going to use that for the foundation of our boat build.
Really sweet, man.
black all the way through the whole thing. Plus the tower itself is going to be powder coated black, right? So, okay. I say we go with that.
Green over black or black over green?
Black over green. I'm really fired up about this bow fishing boat build. We've got some really good ideas, from the lights and the elevated deck in the front to the tower with the custom crow's nest with the airboat seat that goes 360 degrees for the cameraman to have optimal filming capabilities. It's going to be pretty next level. I'm really excited about it. We wanted to design to say, hey, we're just a couple of good old boys bow fishing over here, but we also might be pirates, so keep your distance. I use SKB because, unfortunately, I'm not the only one that handles my gear. Like the baggage handler that might have done one bong rip too many on his lunch break.
Sorry, bro.
Or when your wife drives anything without a backup.
Watch my bouquet. Love your face. Bye.
SKB, the world's best cases. Now, me and Bobby Fleckinger, the owner, have become like brothers over the years, and he said, man, bring your whole family, bring your mom, bring your dad, bring the kids, bring everybody. I just don't know if Florida is ready to have my children unleashed on it yet. I'm sure they'll be fine. I mean, it's not like there's a bunch of welding going on or water jets or CNC machines, right? So when Bobby invited me down to Diamondback to build my own bow fishing boat, I thought I was really going to get to physically build my own bow fishing boat. So I grabbed a welder and started stacking dimes, baby.
Tommy, seriously, whatever you do not let Kip near a welder. Okay? It's best.
We're excited when Red Arrow comes to town, gives us a little change of pace around the boat shop, but it's going to be real nice when he gets back in them woods hunting. I like Kip's enthusiasm, but I sure wish he would stop helping us so much.
Then they told me to stick to bow hunting, which I assumed meant that I was just so good I was embarrassing everybody else at the welding shop.
What's y'all's opinion?
We got a lot of stuff going on, and we got to get moving, because at some point I would like to kill something with a bow and arrow on this show. So we got to get down to A&B Graphics and drop the truck off with my good buddy Chris, because he's going to put a sweet matte black wrap on this joker.
How you doing, buddy? You're looking good for yourself, man.
Never met you before. Hi, Chris.
Don't talk so much.
Yeah, they talk on the phone.
New place looks nice, man. It's the first time I've been here.
Come a long way.
Yeah,
sure. It's a little bigger than
yeah, it's nice, man. We were talking about Kat doing the matte on the green truck, doing matte black, but then the actual logos being glossy black. So it would stand out, but it wouldn't be so contrasty that it was like, you know.
Let me get Tommy on the phone with somebody real quick and see if I can get him to come down here real quick so you can look at it.
Okay.
We were gonna come and go, but so it turned out really nice.
Yeah, that's exactly what we want.
Then my boy Chase from Full Spool Performance is going to come over and do a little diesel tweaking, as well as put some new shoes on that monster.
He's gonna be in the truck game now. Got them rock stars off. One down, 3 to go.
Rip Gamble's here for limited range hanging system. You simply take your nail hanging system, place it on the wall, grab your deer. Is that thing sturdy? Shoot, yeah, it's sturdy. Man, I think I'm gonna just stick with full range. As some of you may know, I started my own rifle company not long ago, and to tell the origin story properly, I'm gonna have to take y'all back to the sunny slopes of 2019, where I turned to my buddy Bobby and said, what are the chances of a girl like me and a guy like you getting together and creating an awesome rifle company? And he said, about 1 in a million. So I was like, so you're telling me there's a chance? We're at a point now where I'll get a cell phone from you guys and just text you some of the just literally just on a notepad sketched out sort of an idea. The whole theme behind it is when you're talking about a metaphor for like success in combat or hunting or anything, like the arrow is such a big part of it. And that's why we named the show what we did, is because when your arrows are all bloodied up, it's usually a happy day, right? Like no matter what you're doing. So if you kind of take that theme into the firearm. The goal of Red Arrow Weapons from day one was to give both experienced AR-15 shooters and novice a gun that came right out of the box, that was accurate, had a sweet trigger in it, it was ready to use, it was American made, quality AR-15, whether it's hunting application, self-defense, tactical shooting, or just sport shooting. That's the gun that we wanted to provide to our viewers and beyond. This is incredible, man. My biggest complaint was the trigger. So immediately, that was one of the first things I decided to put in our guns was a 2.5 pound trigger. So every gun right out of the box has a sweet trigger in it. They're super accurate. They're well made right here in America. That was our goal starting raw.
Half a thousand for that aspect.
So whether you're new to the AR platform, you're a hunter, you're a range monkey, you're a gun nut, anything in between, or you're just worried about a certain tyrannical government's incessant overreach and what that could do for the future of America, we've got you covered.
Let's do it.
Appreciate it, man. Hey, thank you.
Thank you, Cody.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
So my mom and my stepdad came to watch the kids while we were down there back at the beach house occasionally when we had to run out in the field and do this or that. Now, when we got to firearms and we were about to take the tour and show everybody around, I noticed somebody was missing.
Hey y'all, we have a little problem. I have been separated from the group.
And unless you have somebody to let you into the firearms department, all the doors are locked.
I don't know if they did that on purpose or not.
The good thing about Karen getting lost is at least she had a GoPro to keep her company.
And I don't know where Kip, the cat, Danny, the children, Bobby, I don't know anything.
Karen kind of strayed off from the pack, and that's not ever good.
This is what it looks like in the back of the warehouse. I'm locked out.
My mother is a super sweet person with a terrible sense of direction.
So I've just decided to walk while I'm locked out and try to get my steps in. I try to get over 10,000 a day, and I've only gotten 4,600, and it looks like I am going to be out here for a long time.
This is a typical phone call between me and my mom. Hello? Kip, where am I? How am I supposed to know where you are? Well, I was on my way to Richmond, and now I see signs for North Carolina. Yeah, you definitely went the wrong way. What road are you on right now? Well, I don't know. It's a big one. I don't see any signs. It's got like 3 lanes. You have a cell phone, correct? Well, yes. I'm talking on it. You know that thing's got a global positioning system inside of it, right? Tells you where you are, where to go, how to get there, even gives you voice commands. Well, I know, but I wanted to see if I could do it by myself.
I found everybody. A nice man in the parking lot could tell I was lost, and so he let me in the door. He worked here, and then I found everybody.
So we got the initial gun designs going. Pretty simple design on the first prototype. We made a couple changes. Like I said, I put the 2.5 pound trigger in it, and we got the boys rolling on the first ever raw AR-15 design. Now that all that's taken care of, we're gonna do what we came to Florida to do, which is put an arrow through a couple hogs.
Superior accuracy, unmatched reliability. Red Arrow weapons may be the greatest.
Whoa, take it easy on the oversell. We get it, they're awesome.
Sorry, I got excited. Order yours now at redarrowweapons.com.
The idea for this place we were going is we were going to try to sit a stand one day, get the feel for it, and then go out on foot and do some spotting and stalking the rest of the time. I was more excited about my boy Danny our head of sales and marketing getting his first crack at a big game animal. So this was gonna be my boy's first bow hunt, first legit bow hunt.
Here we are down in Florida, first night out. Now we're ready to turn some arrows red.
The hogs just weren't moving. It was super hot and they just weren't moving on their own, and we knew we were gonna have to get in there, get in the brush and get after them a little bit. We decided to target the swampy areas where these hogs might be rooting and laying up during the heat of the day. But we found a spot with some rooting and it looked like some fresh hog sign around it.
But last night, and all that, look at all that. They're definitely in here at some point anyway.
So Lucas and I start creeping through and we're getting in about the middle. The water's getting a little bit deeper, and then I spot a snout, and this big giant hog had buried himself up in this root wad and was just hunkered down. You know, he was trying to stay cool. I don't know if he knew we were there and he was hiding from us or what, but he was hunkered down, and it looked like we were gonna get a shot at him, and then all of a sudden we hear him grunting and snorting and starting to make a ruckus in there. So I come to full draw with my Hoyt and start getting position on him, and I've got it right on his jugular, but that's about all I can see is his neck. So I work around, and he starts doing this little huffing and like kind of bluff charging looking thing, and he's starting to kind of flex at us a little bit like he might charge out. I didn't really wait on the green light from the cameraman. I just shot this thing because A, I didn't want him to get away from us, and B, I didn't want him to chew on one of us. You have to look at it from Danny's perspective. He's a brand new hunter. He practiced with his Hoyt. He got really proficient at it. Now he's on his first big time hunt, and tensions are high at this point. He hears a lot of rustling. He hears some squealing and teeth chopping, and then you see the brush breaking and moving out of the way, and here comes this big old black hog barreling right down toward Danny. Danny is a brand new hunter, if y'all couldn't tell by that Knox to Jesus formation that he's got going on with his quiver. That's just in case the good Lord needs to borrow an arrow. It's just real easy for him to grab it. All he knows is there's a big black hog barreling out right to where he can get a perfect broadside shot at it. This is gonna be my first bow kill, man. It's gonna be on Red Arrow TV. I'm helping the team out, and all of a sudden, it just so happens that that was the same hog that I heart shot just a couple seconds ago. So I didn't really shoot it out from under Danny, but I might as well have, because can you imagine being at full draw thinking you're about to make your first big game kill with a bow and arrow? What feels better than that? And then all of a sudden, died of natural causes right in front of your sight bracket.
Heck yeah, congrats, man. That's awesome. Oh yeah.
Yes, sir. I feel like I owe Danny another hog hunting experience. So Danny, hey man, you got a free ticket to come on any hog hunt you want to come on. And we'll get you redeemed, man, because I sort of did shoot that one out from under you. That's a big old hog, man. Before we head back to Diamondback Airboats to check on my boat, we saw a bunch of ponds and canals on the property that we had to break out the bow fishing bow and check them out. See if they had any tilapia in them. That's a fancy word for big old Asian brim.
Well, middle of the day, hogs aren't moving. We got some tilapia and gar in these canals and ponds. So we're gonna test out, this will be my first time trying out the old Hoyt recurve on some bow fishing. Shot under him. Okay, yeah. Got him. He gone. Come on, man. Brainstem, baby. Yeah, tied him up too. Sweet. Yeah, pretty good. Off the bridge, man. I could do that all day, man. I could literally miss a hog hunt probably if I didn't have anybody telling me what time it was. I'd just be out here till sundown.
We packed up from hog camp and headed back to the firearms department to see how the guns were coming, and it turned out the prototypes were looking good. And the bow fishing boat was coming along, but it was gonna be tight if we were going to get it done before we have to leave and head back to Virginia.